entering an era in which our enemies can make it look like anyone is saying anything at any point in time, even if they would never say those things. So, for instance, they could have me say things like, I don't know, Killmonger was right, or Ben Carson is in the sunken place, or, how about this, simply, President Trump is a total and complete dipshit. Now, you see, I would never say these things, at least not in a public address, but someone else would. Someone like Jordan Peele. This is a dangerous time. Moving forward, we need to be more vigilant with what we trust from the internet. It's a time when we need to rely on trusted news sources. It may sound basic, but how we move forward in the age of information is going to be the difference between whether we survive or whether we become some kind of fucked up dystopia. Thank you. And stay woke, bitches.
Look what's going on!
You see? Check that car. The left.
Oh my god! Woo! Woo!
Oh. We probably want to just stay.
We should probably make it on the right. Oh, that pole's blocking now.
You're not stuck.
Oh my god!
Trust me. Don't go anywhere yet.
I want to get out.
No, don't.
Is it still coming out this side though?
No, don't.
Oh, look at another car.
No.
Look.
Don't do anything.
Yo, like, this. Oh my god, it's crazy.
I mean, they have no control at all.
Tsunami.
They have no control.
Oh my god, those cars are gonna get screwed too. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
This is crazy. Look behind us.
It's scary.
Subsequently, I will return to the podium, assist with some Q&A, and then Commissioner Sisolak is available if you have any questions of the Commissioner. And then obviously we have Senator Dean Heller who wish to address the audience also. So, President Trump, I think he was in town today. And I wish I could provide you answers with that. We will try to post on lbmpd.com when as soon as we can advise victims when they can receive their personal property. We are still evaluating the crime scene. Until that completes, the property phase will not occur. So the best of my understanding of where we're at, we're looking at 4 to 5 days. So I know that sounds troublesome, but it's important that we dot the I's and cross the T's as far as the evidentiary and possible prosecution in the future. Injuries. Injury number that we are using today, 489. Of that 489, 317 have been discharged from the hospital. So the question is, Sheriff, you provided several different numbers associated with that, all the way up to 527. Now you got to imagine we're dispersed across several hospitals. We're relying on internal communication of the hospitals to provide us accurate numbers. So quite often, or hopefully not quite often, but often, some of those patients were double counted or they were misconstrued as event injuries versus other injuries such as car accidents. Stephen Paddock, to produce a profile of someone I will call disturbed and dangerous. What we know is Stephen Paddock is a man who spent decades acquiring weapons and ammo and living a secret life, much of which will never be fully understood. He meticulously planned on the worst domestic attack in United States history. As many of you already reported, Paddock rented a room at the Ogden Hotel in downtown Las Vegas. This has been confirmed. Okay? Reasons that ran through Paddock's mind is unknown, but it was directly during the same time as Life is Beautiful. We have recovered evidence. And I don't want to, you know what, I'm using the wrong term. Evidence is not the term while he was there. Now, it's important for you to understand, this was not, the rooms were not rented by the Ogden. It was done through Airbnb by a private owner unknown to the Ogden. So we have very great cooperation from the owners of Life is Beautiful and the...
Is like you going to Publix. I mean, it's something he just does every week.
You use the phrase evil genius. Do you think that he was?
I'm sorry. I mean, that's the thing I shouldn't have said. But that's what people are, I mean, that he's this, you know, but he's a highly intelligent, there's absolutely no, and this is the other part that I want to stress with this, that it doesn't matter that they won't chase people, but people are saying, oh, he must have had help. Steve had no help. Steve didn't take help. It did not take a village for Steve. Steve was I'm sorry. Please don't. I'm using a colloquial, I was about to use a colloquial term that would besmudge. Where you live in the Toyota apartments across the street, and then you go to the Toyota factory to work. That's what that's all the casino was to him. It was a place where you lived and they were nice to you, and you could get it paid for by playing slots.
What would you say to families who are trying to get
I'm saying, I'm crying. You know, you say, how am I holding up? I woke up, you know, and once again, I'm not a crying kind of guy. I'm the guy who helps everybody else. Go around and ask my neighbor, the lady who pulled in, I helped her husband pull a tree off his house and stand up I'm the kind of guy who goes around and helps. I'm just that kind of guy. I'm extremely lucky in life. You know, but I worked for it a lot. I mean, go find my history. I worked 1 billion hours and was not home with my family and et cetera, et cetera. But I'm not guilty for being successful.
No,
but for all the rest of the people, once again, please.
What you say to the families of the victims who are trying to understand, to get insight.
Think about Steve. It's so far over the side of the cliff from Steve that I knew. Did he grouse about people? Yes. If you went into, you guys, come on. If you go in, do any of you guys ever gamble at all? When you gamble and you win, you're all happy. It doesn't matter if you're up $500. When you lose, you're not happy. So, you know, you're unhappy that you lost because you think you lost. But Steve didn't gamble that way. Steve gambled as a job.
Eric, what's the status of the FBI and your family?
They haven't talked to me at all. I know nothing from them. I have to find out stuff about that.
I thought you were working with federal investigators.
I was yesterday. Nobody has I found out about this $100,000 on the web. Somebody texted me. If it's true, I'm sorry if it's not true. But once again, here I can talk to that because it fits exactly into what I would expect from Steve. That he took care of Mary Lou. The fact that he took care of Mary Lou and then killed all these people. There's just no connection there for me. I don't understand how Steve got to that point. That's why, once again, and maybe we'll never know. I don't know. But I'm praying. And even, so he lost $4 million, so Mary Lou broke up with him. That's not even, that wouldn't even do it for Steve, because he'd go on. We've had setbacks, and we're in the real estate business in LA, back when the bottom fell out of it. We almost lost all of our savings. We just went on. We're pragmatic people. We just, we keep going. That's why this not keeping going, there was something that happened to Steve that I'm not even trying to excuse anything, but something happened that drove him into the pit of hell. And he did this.
You're hoping that there's some autopsy will reveal something to explain.
I'm praying for at least some data points, because otherwise it's the bug in Men in Black put on a Steve suit and went and did this. I mean, there's no other rationalization. I mean, he didn't plan this for 35 years. He didn't plan this for 35 years. This happened to my brother. Whatever caused him to do this happened in a very, again, I don't know what a very short time period is to you, but this happened over the course of months. It happened over the course of months. And here's what I say to the people. I mean, if they're trying to understand Steve, maybe no one will ever understand Steve. But, this is what I'll carry for the rest of my life. Had I called him back instead of texting, would I have heard something in his voice? Would he have given up something? Would he have, I don't know. I can't say. That's what I'm going to carry for the rest of my life, that maybe I could have intervened, but that's pure conjecture. For the people who have been affected by this, if there was anything I could do to make this better, if there was anything I could do to make this better, I would do it. And nobody wants to hear this, but I'm as touched by this. My brother's dead, who wasn't this guy who did this. He's dead. And I liked my brother. He was a good guy. I know this is, nobody wants to hear this, but damn. If you knew Steve, once again, people 20 years ago who have no reason to say anything nice about him or anything, or say nice things about him, people who don't even know him hardly. This is a horror, just a horror story in every possible way. It's the bad twist at the end of a good movie, at the end of a good movie or something. It's how in the hell did this happen?
Pierre, what facts do you know about the last week or month of Stephen's life? What do you know anything, or is it just blank?
I don't know anything.